Hello everyone, this is Marcia. We miss our members at the Levine JCC very much, and we hope to bring you a little workout from my home to yours. All you need today is a mat or carpet or any type of floor that you are comfortable with, a towel, we don't need weights, and we are going to start on the floor. Warming up our core, doing a little standing, and then we will finish on the floor again with stretching. So let's get comfortable for now. Being on the floor, bringing our knees to our chest. Try to round that low back, opening up, creating a little bit of space. Keeping our knees together, let's rock side to side on our hips. And all this hopefully should feel good. And circle, massage that low back onto the floor, onto your mat. Reverse the circle. And opening up our feet to the edges of the mat. Keeping our opposite shoulder on the mat, we are going to windshield wiper our legs. Hopefully you will have a little bit of space, a little bit of relief through the hip area. Making sure that we are breathing. As you come through the center, you inhale. And as you come to the side, you exhale. One more. And then we're going to lift our feet up in tabletop position. Shins should be parallel to the floor. On the inhale, bring your knees closer to your chest. On the exhale, see if you can push your knees over your hips. Stay connected with the low back into the floor. Maybe you can push the knees a little bit in front of the hips. Do it 2 more times at your own pace. We just want to feel the connection, core to the floor, low back into the mat. One more for me. Inhale and then exhale. And when you feel that you are going to lose control over that low back, that's where you want to hold it. About 2 cycles of breath. Grab your shins, bring your knees back to your chest. Put your feet on the floor. Your arms are going to go overhead. You're going to come up into a full sit-up, reaching the arms overhead. Now coming back down, curl that tailbone under. See if you can roll down one vertebrae at a time. If this is too hard, you can bring your hands to the back of your thighs and roll up and down that way. Give me about 3 more. Exhale on the way up, length through the spine. As you come down, squeeze the glute muscles. Roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. You want to get a little bit of spinal movement going before we go into our ab work. 1 more. Up, reach high up on the sit bones. Rolling back down nice and slow. Tabletop position for the legs, arms overhead. I am going to lengthen my left leg and my right arm. Coming through center and other side. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. The closer your leg stays to the floor, the harder it is. So we can absolutely keep one leg a little bit higher. Maybe you want to keep that knee bent if that feels good. Give me 4 more. In and out. All the while keeping that low back nicely connected into the floor. 2 more for an inhale and an exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bring your knees back to your chest. And release. Left fingertips behind the base of the skull. That right arm is going to reach for the right ankle. Now my shoulder blades are just slightly lifted. I am sweeping from side to side, keeping my shoulders squared off. Give me 4 more. Keeping that left elbow nice and open to the side. Last one, holding. And release. Other side, right fingertips, left hand Make it a big reach. Feel it in the oblique. Left side, right above the hip. Here we go for 4 and 2. Holding here. Holding, holding. And release. Good. We're going to come into a seated position. Now, the farther you lean back in this one, the more effect it's going to have. So, chest should be up, navel drawn back into the spine. We're coming back, little bit of a pulse. Keep it nice and small. Keep it nice and tight. So this is not a sit-up. This is a crunch. You will feel this. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Keep moving. Keep that chest lifted. Chin away from the chest. Here we go. We go 8. Give me 4, 3, 2, 1. Lean back and hold. Breathe through it. Coming up, grab your shins, lift your chest, and then sit behind the sit bones, rounding. And we're coming back down. Good. Bending the knees, keeping our heels close to our glutes. We're going to reverse a curl. I want to move down just a little bit so you can see. Bring that tailbone up. Now your arms are going to help you a little bit here. If you press into the arms, it'll make it a little bit easier. If you feel your low back is warmed up nicely, you can lift your arms. Make it a little bit harder. No use of the shoulders, no use of the arms here. Just keep breathing. 4 more. Give me 2. Give me 1. And release. Good. We're going to bring our knees over to the right. Right fingertips behind the base of the skull. Left hand just straight out of the shoulder. Keep going. I'm going to move a little bit so you can see what it is I'm doing. Right elbow open. Left arm coming straight out of that shoulder. Fingertips. Base of the skull. Give me 4 more. 2, last one, up and hold. Here we go. Squeeze right above that left hip bone. And we release. Good. We're going to do the other side in just a second. For now, we are going to bring our legs up. Reverse the curl with straight legs. Little bit of a lift in that tailbone. It should not be a large move. And try to keep the legs nice and still. No sweeping. If you can, for the last 8, we're going to bring our hands up off the floor. Give me 4 more. I hope I'm counting all this right. 2. And 1, bring your knees to your chest if that feels good. We are going to bring our knees over to the left. Over to, yes, to the left. Left fingertips behind the base of the skull, right arm straight. Up. So we're working the oblique. You should feel it above the right hip bone. Try not to reach with that right arm. Let this move come from your abdominals, not your shoulders, not your hands. Last 8. Breathing through it. 4 more. And 2, holding up. for 1. And we release. Let's come into a plank. All right, let's bring our elbows down. Here we go. Alrighty, so elbows under shoulders. Navel is drawn up. My legs are very active. I'm pressing the heels towards the back. I'm pulling up my thighs, my quads, as though you want to bring your knees up towards your hips. Little more, couple more breaths. Bring your knees down. Press your hips back towards your heels. Stretch out that back. Coming up on all fours, let's do our hollowing. Alrighty, we need to make sure our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips, your toes are untucked, press into the palms. Here we go for our first lift. Knees just an inch off the floor. Really feel here what it means to hollow, bringing the belly up towards the spine, creating height. My focus is towards my fingertips. I'm engaging my arms, my biceps, the insides of my arms, coming towards the center. We are almost there. You should start feeling this. Knees down, pressing the hips back, length through the spine. Give yourself 2 breath cycles here. We're going to go for one more hollowing. Here we go, back on all fours. Press into the palms, press into the index finger, press into the thumb. Here we go, let's go for a lift. So because our belly is very active here, our breath becomes a little more shallow, meaning into the chest, the sternum. Just keep your focus, think positive thoughts, think something happy. Just remember what all those endorphins are going to do, it will make a difference. Happy mind. We can do this even from home. Keep breathing. We have a little bit more coming up. Keep the belly drawn up. Knees down, hips pressing back. Excellent work. Remember, we're all in this together. We are going to get through this. And I meant this hour. Come on the belly. Let's work our back a little bit. Here we go. I am going to actually back up a little bit because I am out of focus here. Good. Arms overhead, legs are long. Lift the leg and the arms. Left arm lifts, right leg lifts. We're going to swim. I want you to lift without losing the focus of length through the spine, length from the fingertips to the toes, working the back. Nice and slow. Here we go. We go for 8. Squeeze the glute. Going for 4. And 2. And we release. Good. Bring your hands right next to your shoulders. Keep your toes down. Bring the elbows to the back, keeping the hips, the belly button on the floor. Little lift for baby cobra. Shoulders are down. And we release. Stacking our hands right under our forehead. We are lifting our legs. Heels are together. We're tapping our heels. Working that glute. Low back. Make sure you keep squeezing the glute muscles, the tush, the butt. All are good. Keep the tapping going. Keep the breath going. 10, 9, 6, keep going. 4, and 2, and 1, and release. Good work. Push yourself up into a child's pose. So that means our knees open up, feet are together, arms are long. Press the palms into the floor, push your hips to the back. Feel the opening up. Good. Slowly and steady, bring your head above your heart. Come all the way up and into a standing. Good work. I'm going to show you this from the side. We're going to come into squats. What I want to see is the glutes coming back, pushing the weight into the heels. As you come up, squeeze the glutes, come up through the heels. Here we go. We're going down and hold. As you come up, you want to make it a little bit harder. Press the hands into the thighs as you come up. Sticking the hips out to the back. Keeping the belly nice and tight. I want to make sure your toes are slightly turned out, not too much. Here we go. 3. And 2. Keep chest up. Keep that back engaged. Shoulder blades coming towards the center. Last one. And up. I'm going to mirror you. I'm going to tell you to lift your right leg. I'm lifting my left. Here we go. And lift. Coming down. Full squat. As you come up, shift your weight into that left foot. Here we go. Number 4. And as you come up, you are going to exhale. One more full. Last one. Coming up, holding that right knee up. Good. Palms together with a little twist and straight. Again. Twist. Follow something that doesn't move. Shouldn't be too much problem. We don't have all our members here behind me. Last one. Holding 90 degree with your arms. Straightening that right leg. One-legged squat on the left. And down. Keeping the weight into that left heel. As you come up, press through that left heel. Keeping the left glute very, very strong. Coming up, last one. And release. Both feet down. We are going to hinge from the hips. Pressing the hips to the back. Arms straight behind you. Palms up. We go. Lift. Belly up. 3, 2, palms to center. Now we squeeze. Squeeze the biceps, the palms towards the center. Keep the elbows soft, but no overbending. And 3, and 2, and 1, palms up and lift. So keep nice and strong through that core. I want to see a straight line from the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone. I am still pushing the hips to the back. Palm center, go. Press and press. Where are you starting to feel it? Our deltoids, our triceps, our biceps, that whole upper arm. We don't need weights to work hard. 2 and 1, final set, up and lift. Come on, lift those arms a little bit higher. Up, belly tight. Look well in front of your toes, keeping your neck extended through the spine, and palm center, and press. Make that core work. Give me 2. Last one. Hands on those thighs. Give yourself a couple cat-cow stretches, rounding the back, and then lengthen. As you round the back, initiate by tucking the tailbone under. This does not just come from the shoulders. All the way up. Good. If you need water, maybe this is a good time to do that. We are going into the squats on the other side. Alrighty. Here we go. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Coming down and hold, slowly up. Coming down and hold, slowly up. Again, down, hold. Hips should be slightly above knee level. Chest is up and reach and down for a hold. Press up through the heels again, down. Hold, squeeze your glutes as you come up, down. Hold, down and hold. Here we go. And we lift, Bottom halves, up and up. Belly is active. Give me 4 and 3. Give me 2 and 1. Slowly up. Good, shake out those legs. Kick the glutes with your heels a couple of times. If you need to, you can come into a twist. All right, one-legged squats. We are going to lift the left leg down. Bring it up and down. Try to find your focus. This is about control. As you come up out of that two-legged squat, I want you to find yourself growing towards the ceiling. Crown of the head attached by a little string, pulling you up towards the ceiling. Here we go. Coming up onto our last one, which is our hold. And up. And we twist. We twist. Find that balance. Keep that right knee soft. Hips squaring off. We release and lengthen. We go down and straight. Right glute, make it work. Flex the left foot. Left toes coming up towards the shin. Keeping that back strong. Lift it. Last one coming up. Here we go. And we release. Good. Feet together. We are going to come into a chair pose. I want you to keep the knees and the thighs squeezing together. We're going to come low, prayer position. You are going to twist to the right. You can stay here. I want you to check your knees, make sure they're in line. If you want more, you can come into a deep squat, hook that left elbow, press the palms together, and then see if you can open up that right shoulder towards the ceiling. Good. Bring your hands to your thighs. Come back into the chair. Other side. Twisting. If you want to come down, low, right elbow hooks. Press into the palms. That will help you get height. Holding, holding, holding. Hands down, slowly roll up. Excellent, shaking out those legs. Opening up wide into a plie squat. I'm going to show you this from the side. Right here, tailbone tucked under, spine is long. Coming back to the side, once you're here, hands on the thighs, pulsing. So we're opening up the knees in the direction of our toes. If you see your knees coming to the center, that means you need to turn the toes a little bit back to the center. Here we go. Keep the chest up. 2 and 1. Release the inner thighs and press them back. Working inner thighs here. Give me 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Press into those thighs, lifting up the right heel. Here we go. 4 more. And 3 and 2. Heel down, left heel up. And 2. Give me 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Both heels down, slowly coming up. Roll the shoulders back and forth. Excellent. Kick the heels up. There we go. All right, come back into a plank. We're going to work the chest a little bit. Your knees can be on the floor. Your elbows should be outside shoulder width. Alrighty, here we go. Up on the toes or on the knees. Give me 8 and press. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep going until you reach your number 8. Good. From our plank position, we are going to slowly move forward, backing up, meaning up on the toes, shoulders slightly in front of the fingers, and coming back again. Forward and back. Feel that belly working here. Up. It's not much. You are not moving much. There's not much range of motion. Last one. And holding here. If you want more, we can come into our mountain climber and back. Or you can keep shifting your weight back and forth. Again, and back. Good. Watch that knee up high towards the triceps. Again. And back. 2. Last one coming up. And down on our knees. Good. Shake out the hands. Excellent. We're going to go for a few tricep push-ups. Very different than the shoulder push-up. You need to make absolutely sure here that your hands, your wrists are under your shoulders. Instead of opening them up, elbows to the side for chest, we are narrowing it and bringing our elbows to the back. You can come on your knees. I want to see elbows back and push. And 2. We inhale, we exhale. Exhale on your effort. Make sure that your shoulders stay away from the ears. Make sure that your elbows almost graze the rib cage. Every time you push away from the floor, you still draw up that navel, bringing it up to the spine. Last one, and release. All right, good work. we are going to stand up. We're going to do some shoulders. We don't need weights for shoulders. My Monday people are very aware of that. All right, here we go. Releasing the arms, the fingers. Shoulder height, all I'm doing, small little circles. Now circles are tricky, right? We do want to have a lot of motion in that body when we do circles. We're going to draw that navel back to a spine, keeping our core very strong, very still. Circle back. Out of the corner of your eyes, you should see your arms moving slightly in front of you. The more we do behind our body, the tougher and the stronger our core has to be. You should start feeling your shoulders right about now. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Palms front, down, front, down, front and down, down. Good. Try to relax your fingers. Try to relax your knees. Keep the core tight. Remember, drawing your navel back to your spine on a scale of 1 to 10, it only needs to be a 3. It is slight. It is the most inner layer of the abdominal wall. It will react fairly quickly. Turn it around. We go back, down. Here we go. Palms are down and back. You should feel the burn by now. Try to keep your focus on your form. Try to keep your shoulders over your hips. Navel is active, knees are soft. And 2 and 1, diagonal circle. Up. Try to breathe. 4 and 3. Give me 2 more and circle back. Go back. Knees soft. Give me 4 and 3. We're almost there. Let's go. Palms front, down. Front, keep the diagonal. You're going to want to lower because it's going to feel a lot better into those delts. Front, down. Down for 2, reverse. We go back, down. So when I say back, right, it is the palms of my hands. Give me 4 and 3 and 2. We're almost done. Let's go and lift, lift. Palms staying down and lift and up. Give me 8 and 7. We're almost there. Give me 4 and 3. Give me 2 and 1. We're going to release. Good. All right, let's stretch that out a little bit. Right arm is straight. My left wrist hooks into behind that right wrist. Now bring your arm over, but keep the right shoulder back. You're going to look over that right shoulder. You should feel the arm stretching. And then we release. Let's come immediately into the other side. So it is your left hand coming across. Left shoulder is back. I'm looking over that left shoulder. Feel the arm. And release. Good. Clasp your hands behind your back. See if you can open up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and just hold it here. If you want a little bit more, you can lift those hands away from the body. A little more intense stretch. Do what feels good for you. Let's reverse, clasp the hands, bending the knees. Now go ahead and round that back. Yes, rounding from a neutral position. The first thing I do, tuck my tailbone under. Yes, this is slight. And we release. Excellent. Let's come back onto the floor. We have a little bit more left. I do want to do a good stretch because I know how much we love that. Here we go on our elbows. Elbows under shoulders. If you want, put a towel under your knees. Makes it feel a lot better for me too. Whatever leg you want, let's do the left leg. All right, my thigh is parallel to the floor. My foot is flexed. Bring it up. Now as you lower, I want that knee hip height. I want that thigh parallel to the floor. Give me 4. More flexing of the foot, more hamstring. And 1, release, straighten, and bend. So as you can tell, I am not doing much with that quad, with my upper leg, the upper part of my leg. As I lengthen, again, I flex my foot. I am engaging the back of my leg here. Give me 2 and 1 with a hold and lift and up. So, core is engaged here. I want to make sure that my low back is protected, right? Still belly drawing up to the spine. You should feel the butt, you should feel the hamstring. 2 and 1, put that foot down, stretch, pressing the heels to the back. We're going to go into our other side. I'm going to turn around. Here we go. Other leg. Lifting, lift, lower but not too low. Flexing that foot. As you press up, have the imagination of the heel imprinting onto the ceiling. Right? Just a little visual here. Watch that hip of the leg that is on the floor. Keep the hip fairly over that knee. 2 and 1. We go. Don't push it out too much to the side. 2. Here we go. And 4. A 2 more. Keep that thigh lifted. Keep that foot flexed. We go lift and up. You are doing awesome. Here we go. 2 and 1. Press that foot to the back. Press the heel back. Feel the stretch. And we release. Come on your back. We're going to bridge it out a little bit before we come into our final stretch. Best part of class, stretching it out, right? Before you come into your bridge, bring your knees to your chest. If you want a little bit more, nose to knees. Tight little ball. And we release. Good. Put your feet down. I want your feet close to your hips. As you lie down, you should be able to touch some part of the leg. By keeping the heels closed, let's come up into a bridge. Press through the heels. You're going to feel the quads a little bit more. We just worked the hamstrings quite a bit. Let's feel the quads. Good. You can stay here. If you want more, you can walk the hands under your low back. Roll up onto the triceps. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. See if you can get a little more height out of those hips. We keep breathing. And we release. Good. Everything down to the floor. We have 2 more bridges. If you want to do a one-legged bridge with me, go for it. If not, you can do whatever feels good for you. Here we go. Up. Now, I am walking my feet together. They're touching. I am pressing into my left heel, lifting up that right leg to the ceiling. Keep that hip lifted, and then lower that right leg in line with your left. We are holding. We are breathing. Good. Keep that hip up. Lower the right leg. Little bit closer towards the floor. Don't touch. Coming back up. And we switch. So all the way into that right heel. Lifting that left leg high. Keep it up, keep it up. Keep that right hip up. Lower the left leg. Your thighs and your knees should be in line. Keep the height into that right hip. Lower the left leg. Bring it back in line. Push up through that right heel. Get a little more height. Foot down, hips down, knees to chest. We did awesome. All right. Open up your knees to the edges of the mat. Bring your knees to the center. I want you to relax your low back for a couple of breaths. If you want, go ahead, grab a towel. If you want to get rid of those shoes, go ahead, get rid of those shoes. I am going to do that because I think it makes stretching just a little more comfortable. I'm going to give you options, as always. For now, we are going to bring our right knee towards our chest. As you bring that right knee to your chest, I still want you to kind of tuck that tailbone under, make the connection low back into the mat. Excellent work. With your left hand, grab the outside of that right knee. Now I'm bringing my leg across my body, keeping my right shoulder into the floor. My right foot touches the floor. On your next exhale, see if you can just bring that right knee a little bit closer to the floor. Lots of care, lots of caution here. I want you to find some release somewhere in your body. Might be the low back, might be the hip, might be both. We release. Good. Bring both knees together. We're coming back to the left. Both knees to the left. Now my left hand can push into the top of my right thigh. Stay where you are. I'm going to just turn a little bit. Here we go. If you want more, you can look over that right shoulder. But again, this is your cool down. This is your stretch. We don't push anymore. We try to let go of something. A little stress in our mind, a little stress in our body. Bringing the knees back to the center. Cross the right knee over the left. This is the third time we're coming over to the left. Little more intense stretch. You're nice and warm. This is the time to stretch. This is the time to go nice and deep. We release. Excellent. Lengthen your legs. Your arms are in a T. I am walking both my legs over to the left, keeping my torso still. I'm going to show you a little bit of a different angle here. So hips and shoulders are in line. I am really, really flexing my feet, especially the right. You should feel it into the hip. That right hip is stretching. We release. Excellent. Come onto your left side, keeping our thighs and our knees again stacked. Grab the right ankle. Now close up those thighs. All you have to do here is bring your right hip to the front. Where do you feel the stretch? Upper quad, hip flexor, right? As we sit, those muscles shorten. This is the time that we can take care of that. We're going to come onto our back, doing the other side. This time, my left knee comes towards my chest. I am doing this, still connecting that low back into the floor. Right hand brings that left knee across. Touch that left foot onto the floor first. It will be a little bit easier for your low back. Then we come into the stretch. With every exhale, see if that left knee can come a little bit closer to the floor. Left shoulder stays connected to the mat. And we release, both knees coming back to the right. So we keep stretching that left side, our psoas, our hip flexor, our low back. Maybe you can look over that left shoulder. Maybe that is too intense for you. It doesn't matter. Remember that this is your hour. All I want for you is to walk away feeling a little bit better. We release. We're going to cross the left knee over the right, coming back to the right again. Where do you feel it? Just acknowledge where you feel the stretch. Even if you cannot go deeper into the stretch on every exhale, see if you can just let go of whatever it is you are holding on to. Release, arms in a T, legs are long, and then we walk them over to the right. Especially in this stretch, it is almost guaranteed you are going to feel one side a lot more than the other. We are not completely symmetrical. We're a little tighter on one side than the other. All we can do here at this point of our workout is just accept. Accept and breathe. Then we release. Good. Let's come over. I do want to finish class into a child's pose, opening up the shoulders a little bit. So child's pose, we open up our knees, feet touch. We push our hips to the back. We lengthen our arms. Inhale, see if you can get a little spinal length. On the exhale, forehead comes down to the floor. If this is uncomfortable for your shoulders, bend your elbows a little bit more. And again, every exhale, a little more release in the hips. Coming a little bit closer to the mat with the chest. We're going to walk our hands over to the right, keeping that left hip down onto our left heel. Maybe the left hand can come on top of the right hand. Every breath, I want you to feel the opening up from the left shoulder to the left hip. We're creating just a little bit more length here. Bringing our hands back overhead. Right arm stays. My left arm out to the side, and then thread the needle under that right arm. The left side of my face comes down to the floor. I am gently pressing my left shoulder blades to the left. A little more intensity. If that is too much, don't worry about it. Just hang out here. If you want more, that right hand can crawl across the top of our head over to the left. We're intensifying the stretch through the right shoulder here. Coming back overhead, untangling, everything coming over towards the left. left side of your mat, right hand stacks on top of the left. Inhale for length, exhale, get a little more depth. Arms overhead, keep that left hand, thread the needle with the right. Right side of my face comes down to the floor. Releasing that shoulder, maybe pressing it towards the back a little bit, towards your right. Maybe that left hand can crawl across the top, over towards the right side. Gently release here. You can grab a towel if you have it between your hands, if you need to open up your shoulders that way. If not, you're going to come down with the forehead to the floor. You're going to clasp your hands behind your back. Maybe you can lengthen the elbows. Maybe you can bring the arms up towards the front. Whatever you do, don't hold your breath. Don't try to force anything at this point. Remember to accept when you have to accept. And then the second part is just enjoy. Enjoy the stretch. Release. Good. Final stretch on our back. If you want, we're going to go into hamstring, inner thigh, IT. You can bring a towel behind your foot if you need that for length. If not, you can grab any part of that right leg. You can grab the shin, you can grab the calf. Keep that low back down. See if you can play with flexing and pointing the feet. Flexing, we're engaging the hamstring. Pointing, we're engaging the front, the quad. With or without the towel, we're going to grab that right foot with our left hand, or the towel, or your calf. Bring it across. So the IT band runs from the outside of the hip to the outside of our knee. It's a rope-like muscle. It is tight. We usually focus on strengthening, but I would really like for us to focus on stretching. We come through the center, look at that left leg, make sure it's right in line with the left hip, flexing the foot, we're opening up that right leg to the side, keeping that left hip down on the floor. The more you flex the right toes, the more you're going to feel the inside of the leg working. And we release. Let's go into the other side. I am going to turn around. Left leg, length, and again, one leg will be tighter than the other. It's okay. Flexing, feeling the back of the leg. Pointing a little more into that quad area. Grab the left foot, the towel, the calf. So the most important thing, or one of the most important things here, is that we keep the opposite shoulder down. So for some of you, that means that foot is going to stay quite high off the floor. That is okay. For others, it means we can come a little bit farther into it. Acknowledge that that left outside, that IT band, will be tight. We're going to open up. Right leg under the hip. Open up that left leg. Right hip stays down. If you have to, just keep it in place with your right hand. That's fine. Give me a couple more breaths. And then we release our last little bit, last few minutes. Come into a seated. You can be into a seated in whatever is comfortable for you. We're going to stretch the neck out a little bit. So you can cross, you can sit on a chair. It's all good. It's all for you. Alrighty. We're going to bring our right ear to our right shoulder. You should feel the opening up of the left side of the neck. Your gaze should be in front. It should be to me. Now tuck your chin towards your chest. Then look towards your left hip, upper thigh. What you should feel is the muscle from the base of the right side of your skull to the top of your right shoulder blade, your shrugging muscles. Then we are slowly bringing that chin down, rolling our head over to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. Keep that right shoulder nice and down. Tuck the chin under, look towards your left hip, and feel that levator muscle, that shrugging muscle on the right. We release, bringing that right hand down, left arm on the inhale comes up, on the exhale, moving over towards the right, keeping the left hip on the floor. Stretching left side of our body from shoulder to hip, coming through the center. Reaching up on the inhale. So maybe it just means this is all you have. Maybe you can come down. Whatever you do, keep that right hip down into the floor. Keep the right shoulder back. And we release. We've come to the end of our class. So roll your shoulders up and back. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. It was my pleasure to have you here for our full body workout, and I hope to see you very soon.